Thank you for joining us for another episode of Therapy of Us. This is local living legend Katrina Mondragon. She's a professional, but she's not your professional. She's my professional, as in she is my sister. And I am a professional, and I will not let anybody tell me otherwise, which brings me to what I want to talk about today.
What's that?
Pride. Is it a sin?
Oh, that's debatable. That is a good debate.
I think so, too. You have accomplished everything you have ever dreamed of.
Oh, I did have life goals. I do have life goals. I think it's good to have goals and good to reach those goals, however small they may be.
And how much bigger do you dream?
Oh, I dream way bigger than I accomplish, because if you dream bigger than you accomplish, well, then your imagination is the limit. I think Einstein said something like that, like our only limits are the imagination, not so much the scientific.
Right. And that makes so much sense, you know? I like to think of myself as a dream weaver.
That's a good song.
A dream weaver and a homecoming queen, I tell you. And we all come back home again eventually.
Right. Speaking of home, what do you think as far as, like, what constitutes a home?
Oh, it's wherever you lay your head. If you lived here, you would be home.
Oh, right. We talked about that before.
Right. You know, I love that sign, which is why I got a sign that we should talk about pride today. Because when I was a little girl, I argued with this preacher. Pride is not a sin.
Right. It's debatable because it depends on who you ask. So they have like the 7 deadly sins, gluttony, pride, etc. But then if you look at what pride is, it's maybe the opposite of shame, right? Shame is thinking like I'm bad for having maybe not behaved a certain way, but for existing in some type of way. And so the opposite of that would be like feeling good about existing for some type of way.
You know, I got accepted onto that Diamond project with the AI training job that I did. And I was so proud of myself because I never gave up on working toward those goals. I locked in on crushing the candy and I kept crushing it.
Do you know what a SMART goal is?
What?
It's small, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time frame oriented so that you can accomplish it within maybe even a day.
Right. I get that. You know, sometimes you just need to lock in.
Right?
You know, let yourself know that you have something to be proud of. You are more than the cycle you just repeat.
Right. And you are more than the sum of your accomplishments too. Because we might accomplish a lot, whether it's school or work or whatever. But at the end of the day, are you satisfied with how you're responding to your thoughts and feelings as they come up? Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. Sally's trying to say hi.
I have had to go to the hospital with literally nothing. I had to go to a mental health care hospital. I didn't even have any clothes. I had to ask them for clothes. I had to reach for everything that I have now, which is everything, on faith alone. And reaching for it on faith alone, right where I needed to be.
Do you want to talk about faith?
Yes.
What are your definitions of faith?
Holding it. If you hold it inside of you.
I think you have to know what that is, though. What is the it that you're saying is faith?
Love.
Love. Okay, so faith is love.
All you have to have faith in is love. If you need to assign some symbology to that, go ahead. But I've had everything stripped from me over and over and over again, and I've never needed a single sign. It's just been there for me.
Okay.
I don't need it. You know, I can literally be stripped naked and still get the things that I've manifested for myself.
See, and the way that I look at it is like, I just had a brain fart. We were talking about faith. Oh, right. So basically, if you're going to have faith in yourself, that would look a little bit like having the ability to feel like you are capable of handling whatever it is that may come your way.
Oh, there's this song by Rainbow Kitten Surprise, okay? And it says, if all she does is smile at you, run. I have that level of faith in myself because my mama told me to.
Nice.
You know, and it took me a while to figure it out, but that pride, that self-pride that I fostered and grew in my little mud kitchen, that did it for me.
Nice.
Yeah, every time. All right, so I say pride is not a sin, but pride goeth before the fall.
I've actually also heard it's useless. I've heard pride, shame, blame, and guilt are quite useless, and if you can be rid of them, good for you.
Yeah. You know, you can't be rid of them, though,
That's what I think.
until you sit through it.
The fastest way out of any emotion is to go through that emotion.
Yep, literally just every time. Yeah. You know, that is how I finally figured out that my mast cell system was not working appropriately.
Oh.
All of those little rashes, all of those like closing of my throat, closing of my sinuses. I went, oh, this isn't right. I could smell it when it was coming.
Oh.
You know, I could smell that allergic
the nose
reaction.
knows. Have you ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
I know
The
we've talked about
knows.
we've talked about medical cannabis before, and I've heard that in the state of Oklahoma they've done away with allowing the nose to help you pick out your product, and so now everything is prepackaged, and you just got to go with what they have.
I trust those bud tenders, though. I do every time. They do such a good
I would
job.
do your own research.
Yes, I did.
Good.
And terpenes really make such a difference for you. But you know what I do? I like to roll with the flow. So I just buy a couple bags, whichever the bud tender recommends, throw them in a jar, shake them up, and call it a day.
Nice.
Who cares? You know? I roll with the flow. But I have the freedom to do that because I chose it.
Choice matters, right?
Yeah.
So if you're having a choice between a good choice and a poor choice, I say make the good choice, because even if the poor choice will feel better now, later you might be satisfied with the good choice you made.
Yeah.
So I make choices for my future self sometimes.
Choose kindness every time, and there is no such thing as being poor.
Right?
It's nothing but abundance if you choose to be kind. If instead of, you know, I found out that I was cheated on, and I could have burned it down. But instead, I gave him a hug, and I said, I will miss you.
Right? That's honest, yeah.
Yeah. Choosing honesty, devotion, gratitude, all those things. Every time you make one of those choices, you put a little coin in your bank. Right?
Yeah.
And that bank will break.
All right, that's all the time we have. Thanks for joining us. Say bye, Sally.